If you haven't hit the subscribe button, I encourage you to do so at this time. Check the like button and also leave a comment below. You probably heard of this story of David, King David, when he was young. But I want you to see it as I see it. Because before David met Goliath on the battlefield, David had other battles. His job was to tend the flock out in the field as a shepherd, and this was a great task because the sheep would wander into dangerous territory where the lion, the bear, or the wolf will hunt down any prey that they can so they can feed themselves and their offspring. David was very skilled at the sling. He practiced day and night because as a young boy, not having the toys and the electronics that we have, he probably valued his sling and it became part of him. So he became very skilled. So when the bear came and tried to eat his flock, he was able to ward off the bear using pebbles from the river. And he liked those pebbles because they were smooth, they were round, and they were heavy. When the lion came, he did the same thing. He would fire off a pebble and it would hit the lion in the head. Just as the bear did, the lion ran off, probably wounded, bleeding. He got better and better with every shot he took. This cunning wolf, he is not like the bear or the lion. He's smarter. He waited. He watched David. And just as the night came and David turned around to go home and took his flock, he snuck behind him. David, being very good at what he practiced so much at, warded off the wolf also. When I was a kid, I learned to play baseball with my dear friends, and they were amazingly bad to me. With every bad play, I would be called all sorts of names. I liked to pitch, and I was pretty good at it. And I pitched some good games. But there's one thing I remember. I was 12 years old and played with my great friend Spunky. That was his nickname. We played the kids at the vocational high school. They were much older than us, but we were very talented. I pitched and I got one man on base. And then I pitched again and then there was a second man on base. So there was two on base and a third man came at bat. I remember this day like it was yesterday because in this one pitch that I threw, I got a triple play. And if any one of you know, a triple play is pretty hard to do in baseball. It's very rare. Experience is learned by doing. And here David learned to throw the sling, to throw the rock. When he went against Goliath, he had experience, but he didn't have courage. And he knew all those times that he was out in the wilderness by himself with the sheep, that God was with him. Because when he went against the giant Goliath, he knew God was with him, and God would defeat this abomination called Goliath. He says in 1 Samuel 17, verse 45, Then David said to the Philistine, You come to me with the sword, with the spear, and with the javelin. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defiled. This day the Lord will deliver you in my hand, and I will strike you and take your head from you. And this day I will give the carcasses of the camp of the Philistines to the birds of the air and the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. This confidence is not normal. It is incredibly spiritual, and it's one of knowledge, knowing that God is with you in your trials. And just as he took on the bear, the lion, and the wolf, he stood by David when he took on Goliath. And God fought with David that day, just as he is with you in every trial that you face. In our story, David received victories, one after another, warding off animals so that his sheep might be safe. We all receive victories. No matter how fit or unfit we are, how tall or short, young or old. When time comes that we face the giant and we have to fight him, we are not alone, because in every moment of our lives, every time we had a victory, a moment, good or bad, he was always there. And when David faced Goliath, David knew that he wasn't going against Goliath alone. And that's why he said what he said. You may be facing troubles today. You may have a giant problem. Don't face it alone. Go to God, pray to him, and ask for help. And I promise you, he will deliver. He will be with you. It might not be the answer that you were looking for, but your problem will be solved. He knows exactly what you need, and he knows it better than you do. Because if God is with you, who can be against you? I am Daniel of the 144,000. Please subscribe.